Good morning and happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chum Change. This is live and recorded. For anyone that might be new here, what we typically do is go over crypto news in the space. I update myself, bring you guys along for the ride. Let's see who's here in the chat, and then we'll get into it. Mr. Happy Mouse Mining, first thing, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Able to catch you. Love for a change. Live for a change. I think that's what I meant to say. Thanks for all you do, dude. I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much. Mr. Andrew Massad's in the house. Max Voltage, my man Leo Lustig, as always. I know nothing. Love that name. Carl Coat, good to see you. Let's see. Mr. Matt Electron, I haven't seen you in a minute, man. You still out there hive mapping or what? Let me know. We have Crypto Addict, good to see you. DJ Death Star, Motu, good to see you, sir. Steven Cicero. Let's see. Big Black, my man, good to see you, buddy. All right, let's get into this Black Hat team. Anybody else I may have missed, I apologize. We have a lot to go over. Let's see. Bitcoin, 70,872 bucks. Look at this, in the red, down 2.38%, and we're almost at $71,000. Isn't that insane? Crazy. Ethereum at 36.38. What am I doing? I am showing you guys the wrong screen. God damn it. Hold on. Man, this is killing me today. Hold on. All right, I'm like, why am I seeing in the corner of my eye that is not the right screen? Do this one. Nope. Do this one. This one. All right, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Well, now you guys can see I have like 1,000 screens. Anyways, Bitcoin 70,867 again, down 2.39%, and we're up almost $71,000. We have Ethereum at 36.38. Let's see. Ton is kicking ass. Look at this, 16.5%. I am not into Ton personally, but a lot of you guys are. So shout out to everybody that held. I think that's why Matt Electron's here actually this morning. He is pumped that he's holding a bag of Ton. We have Solana at 176. Let's see. XRP looks like it's at 63 cents. We have ADA at 61. Litecoin is at 100 bucks. Nice. Caspa just under 14 cents at 13.9. Everything's having a bit of a pullback after yesterday. Yesterday was a crazy green market. Everything was green. Dogecoin 19 cents. Shiba's down a bit on the day. Pepe's down a little bit. Let's check out crypto bubbles. See what we're looking like here. Again, looks like Ton is the greatest earner of the day. Everything else is having a decent pullback. We got CKB up 12.6%. Looks like that's ranked 81 on the top 100 chart at 3 cents. Not too bad. ENA Athena up 7.3%. We have Gala up 6.5% to 6 cents. Let's see. Neo 9.8%, $19.74. Not too bad. Nothing else really jumping out at me. What's this? W Wormhole down 12.1%. I'm not sure if anybody's into that, but let me know. Lithium is doing good, right? It's not on this chart, but we'll get to that in a second. We'll check it out. Let's see. All right, flashbang fear and greed index looking like an 80. We are at an 80. This is obviously, you guys know I care about this once it's over 75, but I feel like we're gonna live here for a while. I think that's kind of how it's going to be. The whole sentiment in the market, Bitcoin going through a halving in 10 days. You guys can see the ticker is up in the corner of the screen, that far corner. And yeah, it's coming up soon, real soon. We got a slow creep up. Exactly, Nismo Miner. All right, let's see. We have top 10 coins over here on by CoinMarketCap on CoinGecko. We have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana, Lido Staked Ether, XRP, USDC. Dogecoin is in 9th place, and Toncoin in 10th. Oh my God, Cardano is out of the 10th spot. Wow. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't see that coming. I still think Cardano is going to be a fantastic buy for anybody that might want to get in to an easy 6x, at least in my opinion. Not financial advice. Do your own research. We have $3.09 all-time high. We're at 61 cents. I'm talking about this for a couple weeks at this point. Max chart, look at the bull runs. We've peaked out each bull run. 2024 is most likely going to be the same. We have higher lows. So yeah, easy 6x anyways. All right, let's get back to this. I can't believe it's in 11th. That's nuts. Got knocked out. That's crazy. Toncoin, what does Toncoin do? What's the utility behind Toncoin? I have no idea. I've never looked into it. I've never mined it, never held it. If anybody knows, let me know in the chat. Let's see. Worth it. Probably going to sell it on eBay for 2K. What are you talking about, DJ? What are you doing? Oh, you're talking about the Hive Mapper? Probably, if I had to guess. More accurate halving countdown. What's this one? Mr. Let's see. Oh, I've seen this one before. 10 days. All right, so this one says 10 days, 9 hours. That one says 10 days, 20 hours. I'm gonna be honest, nobody can predict the countdown though. It's on block height, so you don't really, you know what I mean? It's kind of like a shot in the dark. You're just guessing at this point. All right, let's check out a lithium quick. I want to see what we're looking like over here price wise. Holy shit, 7% up on the day, $3.37. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Well, this is in anticipation of the miners that are coming out. Let's see the max chart. Man, this thing's killing it. Looks like is it gonna I mean, it's gonna build like a flag before it breaks out, hopefully. But it looks like we had an all-time high at $3.86. We're only down 12%. Only down 12%, so about 40 cents. That's crazy. Crazy. Does anybody hold a big bag of lithium? Let me know. Good morning, Miss Pocket Change. Let's see. It's an approximate time. Yeah, exactly. Steven Cicero on the Bitcoin halving countdown. Nobody can really, can't really tell, right? Let's check out Neoxa. How's Neoxa doing? 2/10 of a penny. 2/10 of a penny as of right now, or 2.5. Not too bad. Had a bit of a pullback recently. I got my master node and now it's pulling back. Well, sorry, I don't have the master node. I have it all in iNodes still. But eventually I'll have a master node. Max just needs to do a video on it so I can copy him. That's it. That's all I want. I just want Max to do all the hard work so I don't have to do it. So Max, hurry that up. All right, get that node going, please. It's killing me. All right, let's see. Ethereum Classic. Actually, I have a bag of this. I think Ethereum Classic is going to do very well. That's just my opinion because of the name Ethereum alone. In it, 3456 as of right now, ranked 26th. Filecoin is one of these coins that Max thinks is going to do well. It's down a lot, 96.1%. All-time high is $2.36. All right, this is down to $9. Did I say $2? I meant to say $236. Did I say $2? What was wrong with me this morning? $236 is down 96.1%. It's at $9.15 now. Look at the Max chart. I don't know. Max thinks this is gonna go somewhere. I don't know. I don't know. This one's like a risky play. What do you guys feel about Filecoin? Max, talk to me. Talk to me. Yes, I'm triggering you this morning. Tell me. I want to know what you think about this, sir. What do you think? Keep an eye on Filecoins, says Bacon, Eggs, and Hash. Really? Yeah. Dude, I don't know. I don't know. This chart, I mean, obviously, CoinGecko charts are ass, but just in general, I don't know. Filecoin's like, it could totally be a sleeper. Who knows? And you know what? There's another coin. Sand. Let's see. Mr. Dan R in the chat. Shout out to him. He's amazing. Talked about this yesterday. Gaming coins. Its all-time high is $8.40. 92% down on, you know, its all-time. It's at 64 cents right now. Look at the Max chart. This one might be a sleeper. I don't know. It had a huge run up in 2021. Huge run up in that bull run. Obviously, it came out in 2020, so who knows? We might have a giant pump. I don't know. Anyways, moving on to the mining segment of things. Let's see. You guys know, like, the timestamp this stuff over on Mine the ASIC. We have the KS5 Pro 21 terahash unit making $132 a day. We get the AL box. This is the Lithium gold shell little mini box miner. They're listing for $15,000. Is making $130 a day. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy, but at the same time the price is absolutely crazy. So let me know if you guys are buying this in the chat. I'm interested to know if anybody's literally going to spend that kind of money on a little box miner. And the only real reservation I have here is the fear that the same thing will happen with the Caspa KS0 to this, right? It'll just tank as soon as the big ones come out. I don't know. We have the KS5 20 terahash unit making $126 a day. We have the KS5L 12 terahash unit. Again, these are Caspa miners. $72 a day. The BMKS Max making $61.99. We have the Windminer K9 making $60 a day. Man, these things, it's crazy. It's crazy. These things are like over $100 each. That's insane. Insane how fast they've came down. We have the KS3 8 terahash unit from Ice River, 45.77. The KS3 M6 terahash unit, 31.93. Let's see what else we got. The Antminer K7's been doing pretty good. This is on CKB, the Nervos network, if I'm not mistaken. $25 a day, looking pretty good. Let's see the L7 9050. Thing is still killing it. Merge mining Litecoin and Doge. I got mine down at Terra Hosting. If you guys are interested, go check out the links in the description. $18.62 a day, paying 10 cents per kilowatt hour over there. Perfect. Which is great versus my 30 cents up here. It's disgusting. Yeah, I just want to make sure my stuff was still on 10 cents. All right, let's see what else we got. What else? Superscaler K10 still mining Carlson, man. $13 a day. That's crazy. I'm shocked that Carlson's still around, to be honest. I really am. We have the Ice River KS2 2 terahash unit making $10.47 a day. Let's see the Bitmain S19K Pro 120 terahash unit making $9.53 a day, mining Digibyte. We get into this one for a second. Scroll down a little bit. Bitcoin is actually making $3 less than Digibyte is on this unit. And a lot of people seem to forget that these Bitcoin miners aren't just Bitcoin miners. They're SHA-256 miners. So you can mine any coin that's on SHA-256 algorithm, and you can see there's 5 right here. Yeah, I don't know. If you guys are interested in Digibyte, obviously, Trust Wallet, actually, I looked yesterday. They hold, or you can hold Digibyte on Trust Wallet, not in your Tangem yet. So it's kind of weird. Edwin, what's up, man? Run the likes up. Let's go. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you very much. Let's see. The Bitmain T21 190 terahash unit is making $16.92 a day. Man, I wonder, what do you guys think? Think Digibyte's gonna hold us up? What do you guys think? Think Digibyte's gonna hold us up while Bitcoin gets halved? I don't know. I think Bitcoin mining is still gonna be profitable, but obviously half the profitability, right? Trezor has Digibyte too. Oh, does it? I don't have a Trezor, actually. That's one of the wallets I've never owned. Digibyte can also be held in Zelcore. Yeah, I hate Zelcore. I don't know why, man. I am not a fan at all. I do not like Zelcore. I don't know why. I've never liked it. The Ice River KS1 1 terahash unit making 5.24 cents a day. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I really don't even want to look at the KS0. We're gonna though. We're gonna. Ice River KS0 Pro is making $110. Sorry, $1.10 a day. Man, I am done today. I need to get more sleep. I got like 5 hours of sleep last night. I'm tired. Clearly, $1.10 a day, and that's a 10 cents kilowatt hour. Let's move on to GPUs. See what we're looking like over here. Most profitable coins on GPU mining looks to be Ironfish and Caspa Classic. Look at that on everything. All right, so the RTX 3090 is a little different. Chlor, Xano, and Conflux and Radiant. Radiant's going through halving real soon, actually, a couple days. We have the 7900 XT is making the most money on Xano, Ironfish, and Caspa Classic. We have the CMP 170HX mining Chlor. We have Abel on the 3090 Ti. Okay, Chlor and Nexa. Abel on the RTX A5000, all the way across the board. Interesting. No, Crypto KJ, I don't want to read your comment. What are you saying? I'm just kidding. Hold on. School test. I don't know. I have no idea. I forget, actually. I knew that too. I have no idea. I don't remember Crypto KJ. What does SHA stand for? God damn it. You're gonna make me look that up, aren't you? Somebody tell me in the chat so I don't have to look it up. I forget. Man, I knew that too. I've heard that before. I don't remember. I do not remember. Let me know if anybody knows in the chat. All right, that looks to be yeah, Ironfish is still top of the charts. What in the hell? Mining pool stats.stream glitched out. All right, let's check out the events calendar real quick. We have XEC, this is eCash, having 51 hours from now. We have Isotope C ISO 3 days from now, Bitcoin SV, Bitcoin Satoshi Vision 4 days, and Radiant in 9 days. And the Bitcoin halving is in 10 days or so. Secure hashing algorithm. Thank you, Crypto KJ. the useless information you provide to me is grateful. I'm grateful for it. All right, new coins over here. Look at this ETH hash, 2 days old. Meta chain. I don't know what this is. Guys, please be careful mining new coins or downloading new wallets rather. I don't care. I will open it up on this computer. Let's see what this is. Combining proof of work with a deflationary reward system, smart contracts, DeFi, and NFT support. Metachain establishes a decentralized platform for next generation applications, setting the stage for unparalleled innovation and growth. New coins, new mineable coins. ETH hash. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? K1 pool, GT pool, pool.tops one I've used before. That's really it. I don't use K1 pool. This is the only one I've used actually on this whole list. this is the only one. Look at this. Some guy mining pool.com. What the hell is that site? That's a pool. That's great. I've never seen that. That's hysterical. All right. Anyways, moving on to the news. Let's get into this. CNBC television, there's still gas in the tank in the stock market rally, says Fundstrat's Tom Lee. You guys know this guy's a savage. Let's get into this. Hit that like button. Appreciate you for hanging out. Let's do it.
Joining us to talk about what he's seeing in the markets right now is Tom Lee. He is Fundstrat Global Advisors managing partner and a CNBC contributor. Tom, it's weird. We are sitting very near all-time highs, and yet it does feel like there is some nervousness in the market at this point. A lot of this is coming from hotter than expected inflation numbers, stronger than expected jobs reports, and manufacturing numbers, the ISM, that was better than anticipated too. That's got people wondering if the Fed is actually going to be able to cut rates this week. Are you unnerved by any of this?
I think this coming Wednesday, Becky, will really answer a lot of questions because I think you've summed it up well. Investors have been grappling with this idea that can the Fed be in a position to, reduce real rates if we've got good economic growth? Because what does that mean for inflation? And this coming Wednesday is March CPI. I think it's going to be the first clean CPI report of this year. It won't have any residual seasonality. We're expecting that to be a pretty good report, lower than expected inflation. And I think it's going to help investors get to this place where we can have pretty good growth in the economy. There's some slack in the labor markets, but inflation's falling fast enough for the Fed to actually cut rates this year. And of course, that'd be great for stocks.
I know you'd been telling people kind of buy on the dip, not that there's been much of a dip if you're just talking about a pullback of a few percent. Does it matter if the Fed cuts rates or not? If the economy's really strong anyway, will earnings be able to justify the valuations at this point?
I think the Fed being supportive of the economy, so managing the business cycle, is the most important thing. In the last 2 years, the Fed was fighting inflation and therefore hawkish. That was tough for equities. But if we're in a mode where the Fed doesn't know how many cuts it needs to make, but it actually wants to support the business cycle, that's good for stocks. So I don't think you need to have 3 rate cuts. You could even have a good scenario where the Fed only cuts once. But if the Fed's in a position where they feel they need to actually raise interest rates, that'd be bad for stocks.
Hey, Tom, hold on just a moment. We've got some breaking news. We'd actually like to get your reaction, so if you don't mind listening in.
Hello.
We just have some news literally crossing this moment, which is that Jamie Dimon's JP Morgan is publishing his annual letter to shareholders. And we want to
I so wish they were like, he just bought so much Bitcoin.
bring you some of the news that's in this letter, a highly watched letter annually. Dimon writes the following. He says that despite the, quote, unsettling landscape, war in the Middle East and Ukraine, growing geopolitical tensions in China and polarized electorate here in the U.S., that the U.S. economy, he thinks, continues to be resilient with consumers still spending. He says the market seems to be pricing in a 70 to 80% chance of a soft landing, but Dimon thinks the odds are, quote, a lot lower. He cites persistent inflationary pressures, including what he says are, quote, ongoing fiscal spending, remilitarization of the world, restructuring of global trade and capital needs of the new green economy. Another major theme in the letter is artificial intelligence. Diamond writing that the consequences will be extraordinary. He says J.P. Morgan Chase has grown its AI organization, quote, materially with more than 2,000 machine learning experts or data scientists now on the payroll. Diamond also issuing a warning, quote, we may be entering one of the most treacherous geopolitical eras since World War II. He says he's also concerned about the large deficit supported by quantitative easing. I will say on the World War II piece, he says when terrible events happen, we tend to overstate or overestimate the effects that they will have on the global economy. Recent events, however, may very well be creating risks that could eclipse anything since World War II. We should not take them lightly.
I mean, that's the risk manager side of him. Right. But it's interesting. Jamie Dimon, I think, is somebody who's always been fairly optimistic about the United States and the economy. His concern about some of these geopolitical events is one that is echoed by other people who are generally pretty optimistic about things. Right. If you talk to a Warren Buffett or someone, too. The letter generally, I should say, is what I would describe as cautiously optimistic. Yeah, I think tonally, we've just hit on what I would describe as the news pieces in the letter. Right. But I think tonally, it's an upbeat letter. He's talking about AI. Spends a bit of time. This is 20 years now, 20-year anniversary since the bank won J.P. Morgan Chase deal, which actually put him in charge of the company. Talks really about the growth of the bank. It's now the largest bank by market cap in the country. Goes through a whole number of other pieces to it, management lessons and other things. It is a worthy read. By the way, there's only a few CEOs who actually really write their own letters without worrying about lawyers and lots of other people going through and reading it and telling them what they can say, what they can't, actually writing it for them in a lot of cases. I mean, Jamie Dimon, obviously a huge one, Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos always wrote a very straightforward letter from that you could tell was written by him with their voices. I think Larry Fink's letter this year was up there with that, where he wrote about his parents at the very top of the entire letter. That's why these letters are so interesting. And I think the tone and his tone on the markets is one that he's been kind of consistent about over the last year or so, and that is the concern about a soft landing not necessarily being as certain as the market expectations seem to be, and concern about higher inflation. Maybe we can ask Tom about that right now. Well, Tom's been the bull, though. Yeah. Tom's been on the other side of this, Tom. What do you think?
I think Jamie's doing his shareholders justice because they want to hear from him about all the concerns out there. I think he does a great job of detailing all the things that could go wrong. But at the end of the day, when it comes to markets, I think markets tend to price concerns very quickly. I mean, I think that's really been the concern for the last 2 years is a hard landing. And now that inflationary pressures are easing at a time when consumers don't have a lot of leverage, there's all this, there's $6 trillion of cash on the sidelines. And inflation, we don't really know how quickly it's going to fall, but our bet at Fundstrat is that it's going to fall pretty quickly, means some of the concerns he listed about a hard landing are because of sticky inflation. And if it's softer, I think we're going to have quite a good economy.
Is this a two-pronged outlook on the economy and the markets, though, Tom? Is inflation the one big issue? And if Wednesday proves that it's a hotter than anticipated or hotter than expected CPI number, would you change your ideas about what that means for both of those things for the long term or for the year?
That's right. I think if inflation, because March is going to be the first clean CPI report. We know out of Europe, they've come in pretty soft. They've come in better than expected. If it comes in higher than expected, then I think it raises the question that the inflation is quite stubborn, and getting to that from 3 to 2 is going to be difficult. On the other hand, if it is a soft report and we think it's the probabilities favor below a 0.3, that's consensus core of 0.3, I think it's going to change a lot of people's minds that inflation may not be that stubborn.
Yeah. Real quick, Mr. Crypto Frank in the chat, thank you very much for the 20 gifted memberships. Holy hell, let's see who got it. We have Tradewin Bees, Jason Hamilton, Edwin got one, Charles Fowle. We have, let's see, Conqueror, Mia, if that's how you say that. Charles, no, Charles didn't get one. Let's see. Dave, Lawnmower Man, Scotty, Savage, Sea Otter Mining, F. Lorian. Let's see. Diesel, Worm. The Worm Crypto. Let's see. Kurt, does this say Bud Gobbler? Is that what that says? Bearded Cryptic, the Toxic Miner. You guys are all awesome. Thank you for the gifted memberships, Mr. Crypto Frank, and congrats to everybody. Let's continue.
You have been telling people to buy, or you yourself have been buying on any dips. And by dips, we're not talking 5 or 10% drops. You're talking 2% drops, and you'd be buying into the market?
That's right. I think that there's many reasons that we still think there's gas in the tank in this rally. Part of it is that we do think the inflation trajectory is on a glide path lower than consensus expects. The second is I think there's too much caution out there. You know, when you look at prime brokerage borrowings or basically leverage in the market, it's still below where it was in October 2021. There's still $6 trillion of cash on the sidelines. In our conversations with clients, they're still quite cautious. So as long as investors are top calling and are really looking at the world half empty, I think stocks can still rise on this wall of worry.
We are going to go absolutely parabolic after the halving. What do you guys think? Let's see. Bitcoin briefly crosses 72,000 for the first time since mid-March. Again, this is recorded yesterday afternoon. Let's see what CNBC Crypto World has to say over here, guys. That like button. Appreciate you for hanging out. And Mr. Crypto Frank, again, thank you so much for the gifted memberships. Let's do it.
Today, Bitcoin briefly bounces back above $72,000 to kick off the week. Ripple's CEO predicts the entire value of the crypto market will double this year. And BitGo's Matthew Ballenswag explains the recent landmark moment for crypto.
Crazy. What do you guys think? Crypto market completely double this year from the Ripple CEO. You know what? The Ripple is going to be doing like a stable coin of some sort. I don't know how or when or why, but they are. I guess we're going to have to see what happens with that. Mr. Luke, thank you for the $5 super chat, man. He says, good morning, thug. Appreciate you. Thanks for the super chat, buddy.
Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Brandon Gomez. Crypto prices in the green to kick off the week, with Bitcoin trading briefly above $72,000 this morning. As of noon Eastern, the cryptocurrency traded above $71,000. Ether climbed 7% to $3,629, and Ripple's native XRP token rose more than 3%. Crypto-focused stocks followed Bitcoin's momentum after the cryptocurrency broke through $72,000 for the first time since mid-March. As of noon, Coinbase climbed more than 6%, and MicroStrategy jumped nearly 8%. Okay, let's talk about the top stories. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse forecasts that the crypto market will double in size, hitting $5 trillion by the end of 2024. Speaking with CNBC, Garlinghouse cited factors including the upcoming Bitcoin halving and the arrival of the first U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs, which he said is driving real institutional money. One of the other factors that Garlinghouse sees pushing the crypto market to new highs is the possibility of more regulatory clarity in the US. Under the leadership of Gary Gensler, the SEC has been aggressive in its enforcement on crypto companies, including Ripple. The agency sued the crypto company back in December of 2020, alleging it illegally sold XRP in unregistered securities deals. Ripple denies that claim and is fighting the suit. But remember, 2024 is an election year, so crypto hopefuls are optimistic that the next administration will be more accommodating to the industry. Now, Garlinghouse isn't the only crypto bull predicting outsized gains for the crypto market in 2024. Gemini's chief operating officer recently told CNBC that he expects Bitcoin's price to rise to $150,000 later this year. Next, a Manhattan jury found Terraform Labs and its co-founder Do Kwon liable on civil fraud charges brought by the SEC. That's according to a statement from the agency on Friday, which noted that the decision came after a 9-day trial. The agency's Division of Enforcement director said in a statement that the company and Do Kwon, quote, deceived investors about the stability of the crypto asset security and so-called algorithmic stablecoin Terra USD, among other things, and that those deceptions led to devastating losses for investors. The SEC estimates that investors lost more than $40 billion when the Terra USD depegged from the US dollar in May of 2022. We reached out to Terraform Labs for comment on the verdict, and a spokesperson told us that the company is currently weighing its next steps and maintains that the SEC does not have the legal authority to bring this case at all. Do Kwon was not at the trial since his extradition battle is still happening in the background. He is currently being held in Montenegro, but both the US and his native country, South Korea, have sought his extradition on criminal charges. A detained Binance executive pleaded not guilty to money laundering charges in Nigeria today. Now, that's according to a local news outlet which reported that Binance's head of financial crime compliance, Tigran Gambarian, was put behind bars pending trial. CoinDesk is reporting that the development came even though Binance said he had no decision-making authority at the company. The presiding judge, however, reportedly ruled that under Nigerian law, he can still be considered a representative of the firm. Gambarian was detained in February along with a Binance colleague amid accusations by Nigeria's government that the crypto exchange had helped process illegal funds worth billions of dollars, and that it had manipulated the exchange rate for the country's currency. All right, back to the markets for our main story. Late last week, Crypto World's Tanea McKeel spoke with BitGo's Matthew Ballensweg, who is the head of the Go network, about what's currently driving prices. He also explains what he believes is the, quote, defining moment for Bitcoin.
You know, I feel like since the beginning of the year with the launch of ETFs, the approval and the launch of ETFs, we've just been talking so much about ETFs. So, you know, a quarter into the year, is this still all about the ETFs?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on tonight. Great to see you as always. I think, you know, what's driving the market right now starts with the ETFs. I think the ETFs was, you know, obviously this was back in January, but this was really the moment that I think the entire institutional part of crypto has been waiting for a half a decade. This was the defining moment, I think, of Bitcoin, at least, right, in this era of its history. Like, this was its kind of IPO-like moment. So I do think that, you know, it all starts there, right? And what does that mean? I think it's Pandora's box is now open for institutional adoption of the asset class. And that really goes a long way. And you can really see it, right, in the flows. If you just look, we're now on day like 58 or 59 of trading for these ETFs. And we've seen $12.5 billion of net new inflows come into the asset class. That is a meaningful amount of new Bitcoin, you know, purchasing, and that is net of, right, the capital that left the Grayscale, you know, GBTC fund as well. So if you just look across the ETFs, we're now sitting on $55 billion worth of Bitcoin in those ETFs in the first 2.5 months of trading. Like, that is record-setting flow. So clearly, there's demand here. I think it all starts with that. You know, that being said, there's other things that are going on as well that kind of, you know, jive with this narrative of institutional adoption, you know, which is something that, again, like we've talked about for a long time, but it's really starting to manifest now. You know, you look at BlackRock, for example, they recently launched their tokenized money market fund on Ethereum. That is another landmark moment. If we didn't have the ETFs, that alone would be a massive kind of narrative in its own right. Just the fact that you have one of the largest asset managers on the planet engaging with the Ethereum native blockchain and actually launching a tokenized money market fund in partnership with folks like Securitize and BitGo and Coinbase. So really exciting things, I think, on the institutional front. You know, we're starting to have conversations on the ground with, you know, some of the largest venture funds in the world, asset managers, even pensions and endowments, about how to step into the space, right? We're having conversations around things that we didn't a year and a half ago, like regulated custody, the separation of custody and trading, market access and financing, you know, tri-party collateral management. So I think the appetite is starting to become real, and now it's moved from speculation to how do I get involved and who am I going to get involved with? So I do think, you know, the institutional narrative is driving a lot of the longer term kind of price appreciation here. That being said, there's a lot of things going on kind of at the micro level as well, but, you know, I think that is the biggest theme here at play.
I want to go back to ETFs for a second and talk a little bit about BitGo itself. So how have these new funds from this year, how do they fit into your business so far? BitGo is a major custodian for some of the issuers, and you made the point before we spoke that this idea of a 60-40 portfolio split has kind of become outdated. So talk about where you think these ETFs fit into a portfolio and, you know, what you're hearing in terms of what people think about how they should allocate to this asset class.
Yeah, definitely. So I think, obviously now that there's 9 new ETF issuers in the market, it just creates a much wider ability for institutions to get exposure to the asset class. So now that that's happened, the question is, where does crypto actually fall on the efficient frontier? If I'm a big hedge fund, or if I'm a pension or endowment or sovereign, I'm thinking about, how does Bitcoin play into my overall mandate? What's the right level of exposure? And then how do I actually express those bets and take the exposure that I want? So, those are really important questions that I think folks are now asking themselves for the first time. But that is, I think, why you're seeing a lot of demand come into the ETFs, is because it does fall somewhere on the efficient frontier in some of these institutional portfolios. BitGo's role in this, I think, one, it's really multifaceted. On one side, right, we have relationships with a handful of the new ETF issuers from a custody perspective. So, BitGo is one of the largest custodians, digital asset custodians in the world. We have won, business of 2 of the new ETFs, and we're in conversations with many more to basically custody the underlying Bitcoin of that ETF. We do it through our South Dakota State Trust Chartered entity, which is BitGo Trust. It's been around for a long time. We've really built our business on providing kind of the ability for folks to safeguard assets inside of our bankruptcy remote entity. And so that's why we see a lot of the ETFs starting to now talk to and utilize BitGo for its custody services. And the other thing that we've built is something called Go Network, where not only can ETFs, leave BTC at BitGo under custody, but as they're interacting with authorized participants or market makers that are actually making markets in the underlying Bitcoin, we've been able to facilitate the instant transfer of assets like cash and USDC for assets like Bitcoin seamlessly, all inside the walls of a regulated custodian. So, I think those 2 products together is why we're starting to see a lot of the business come to BitGo's way. So that's kind of, how we're interacting with the ETF issuers. And then obviously we're interacting with those that are buying Bitcoin through the ETFs, such as hedge funds and VCs and others that also want to, try and figure out, right, how to utilize BitGo's services on the prime side, whether it's borrow, lend, trading, custody. So we see it kind of from all angles.
It's been a little more than a year since the closure of Signature and Silvergate banks. And we actually talked to Custodia Bank recently and asked them how they're trying to fill in the gaps left by the removal of those banks from the ecosystem. But the Go Network seems structured to also provide a similar level of liquidity for digital asset operators. I don't know if I'm mistaken actually in thinking that the Go Network might have been launched in response to what was going on at the time. But in any case, I am wondering how your business has shifted in the year or so since then, and if it's caused an increase in customers for the Go Network.
Yeah, it's a great question and a great point. I think, after the collapse of, Silvergate and Signature, it really hindered institutions' ability to move dollars around the ecosystem in a way that was, right, 24/7, 365 efficient. Coming out of that, we said we need to solve this problem. And so we created Go Network. And you can think of Go Network really as a classic replacement for Silvergate and Signature, and that you can move dollars. You can keep dollars in our qualified custodian. You can move them instantly to anybody else on our network. And then not only does Go Network support the USD side, but it also supports the digital asset side as well, which is really novel. So not only can you send dollars to anybody on the network, you could send USDC, you could send yield-bearing assets, you could send crypto. So you can imagine what that does in terms of just a capital efficiency perspective, and then all within the walls of a qualified custodian. So we've definitely seen a lot of traction with Go Network to solve some of these problems. We're definitely seeing a lot of inflows of USD specifically into BitGo for the purposes of just seamless transfer across the ecosystem. We've done over, really $1.5 billion in terms of transaction volume, I'd say, in the last couple months. We've onboarded over, 350 different counterparties to Go Network. So definitely starting to see it take form. And our bet obviously is that it continues to just really catalyze the velocity of movements in the ecosystem. And we, obviously see ourselves as a nexus in some of those institutional flows.
All right, that does it for Crypto World.
All right, shout out to CNBC television for that 12 minutes of my life gone. All right, let's move on to videos. Mr. Crypto Zombie, this is one of the videos I've been actually dying to watch. Bitcoin mania begins. Altcoins with 1,000x potential. millionaires will be made. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat or in the comments below. Let's do it.
Not bad. Not bad.
What's going on, guys? K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day today. And yes, we are in front of the green screen today. Why is that? Very old school. Well, I think because today's video needs to be a little bit old school because I am being reminded of what we've done in the past.
Yeah, the guy just staring at a chart on his computer.
And I believe that we are about to enter the mania phase for Bitcoin, guys. If we have a look over here, we know that Bitcoin has been consolidating in this sort of, flag, pennant, whatever pattern. And ultimately, you could see we are attempting to break out of it. Now, obviously, these patterns generally do not get all the way to the end, right? They usually break out around 60 to 70% of the way through. And that's exactly where we're potentially at right now. Now, if you've been watching the channel, you do know that we've been speaking about the pi cycle top indicator and all these other signals that have been flashing. And the last time that we did essentially what we're doing right now, Bitcoin actually pumped 200%. Now, is that what we're going to see today? Well, obviously, guys, we do have the halving coming up in 10 days. So this is a big deal. Even if nothing happens on the actual day of the halving itself, we know that it has always led to insane price rallies for Bitcoin.
Look at NiceHash always trying to get down on us, saying the 19th. They're always wrong with their halving. It's going to be the 20th, hopefully.
When I say we're in the mania phase,
they're always like a day ahead of everybody else. I don't understand why.
I believe we're in the euphoria phase just yet. That's when you want to start getting a little bit concerned. But when this does start to happen, you not only see Bitcoin start to move at very fast levels, you also see altcoins go bananas. And that is where I believe that we are at right now in the cycle. So there's a lot that I want to talk about today. Specifically, I wanted to discuss different sectors for the altcoins and some specific coins that I've been looking at, which I will be bringing out to you now over the next few weeks and months, because as I said, this is that time. So we've been talking about Bitcoin for literally a year and a half on the channel. We were bullish at 15,000 when everybody else was bearish, saying it's going to go down to 10, 3. Well, now Bitcoin is putting in new all-time highs. And
No, it's not a different time zone. It's just NiceHash. They're always way off. Leo Lustig said NiceHash merge countdown was off too. Yeah, they're always off for like a day or two. It's weird.
Obviously, for a lot of people, it is quite expensive to get one whole coin. Now, obviously, at the end of the day, that will always be essentially the goal is to accumulate more Bitcoin. But there are so many opportunities right now, guys, and that's essentially what I want to share with you, because these are those opportunities in which if you can't get to that 1 Bitcoin or 2 Bitcoin or 10 Bitcoin or whatever your goal is,
the fuck, 10 Bitcoin? Who has $700,000 to put on 10 Bitcoin right now? Any of you guys in the chat? Jesus.
You see those 1,000x altcoin skyrocketing, and if you don't believe that it can happen, well, all I can say is then I guess you're new, because we have seen multiple 100x, 1,000x coins throughout these cycles. We've even participated in some of them on this channel, which I will obviously get into in a bit. But first, guys, I wanted to start off talking about ultimately what's going on with Bitcoin.
So real quick, like what he's talking about, I mean, mostly like the big gains, right? You're not really going to see them with like the top 10 coins, I would say. But like in the top 10 coins, just looking at like, I've been mentioning Cardano and stuff, right? Because I truly think that's like an easy 6x, right? From where we were to where it could be. I mean, it could be even be more than a 6x, but all of these coins, when Bitcoin starts running, everything's going to start running shortly after or with it or whatever. There's usually an alt season, right? And once alt season happens, everything is going to go just absolutely insane. Not some coins might not, but most coins will, right? But Cardano's like one of them safe plays, right? In my opinion. Polkadot's probably another one that has a decent chance to do something. I'm not sure about anything else, like Avalanche maybe. Ethereum's probably going to rise quite a bit with Bitcoin. I mean, in the ETF, right? So there's a lot of easy ways to make money, or I wouldn't say easy, but you need to have money to make money, right? So
And then I want you to stick around because I want to talk about some of the driving narratives that we're going to see in the altcoin space. And I'm also going to talk about some coins right now that you can have a look at.
He's got a freaking short alert right here on Bitcoin.
If you guys are interested. So you could see that Bitcoin essentially tried to fall in to this, guppy. And I mean, look at that massive month. Now remember, Bitcoin has never closed 8 monthly green candles in its history. So if we were to do that, that would literally prove that this time is in fact different. And I know that that's a very scary phrase to throw out. This time is different, right? How foolish of you. Well, we went below the previous all-time high. That never happened. We then put in a new all-time high before the halving. That's never happened, right? We've also never had an ETF, and we've never had 8 consecutive green candles for months. And, this is showing a lot of buying pressure, just at the beginning of this month. Now, of course, anything can change. We still have 3 weeks left to go. But right now, that's a pretty incredibly bullish monthly candle so far. And as I was speaking to you guys, you could see right here that basically where we are is lining up with the previous all-time high and coming into contact right here with the top moving average of this pi cycle indicator. That is exactly what we are doing right now. Now, obviously, history does not repeat. It often does rhyme. But as I showed you guys, the last time that we broke above these levels, Bitcoin was up 250% in 350 days. And if you just want to take this lower top, it was up 225% in just 147 days. And
what do you guys think about that? Man, do you think we're going to get over it and then it'll carry us up?
The thing is, guys, is, you think these candles are crazy now. It's going to become normal to start seeing $10,000 daily candles, right? I mean, this is just what happens as price continues. And what we're still doing is consolidating right here. And the next area when we're looking at these Fibonacci's is potentially, to about the 1.618, which says that Bitcoin after this break, I'm not saying we can't have a 20 or 30% correction. It's possible, but I wouldn't really let that freak you out because most likely you're going to end up seeing around $100,000 to $102,000 Bitcoin relatively soon, right? We're still in this parabola. It has not been broken yet. In fact, we have not even tested it for the 4th time, which would be the textbook 4 touches to continue the pattern. And if you want to just take a legacy trend line, Bitcoin has seriously been putting in this upwards logarithmic trend. And you could see we had multiple points of touches down here. So yeah, I mean, could we have a correction? Could Bitcoin try to freak people out? Come back to some of these levels? It's possible. But again, Bitcoin usually doesn't like to give people what they want. Now, here is what's happening. As Bitcoin breaks its all-time high, you generally have these people that come out and say, Bitcoin is too expensive. Now, is Bitcoin actually too expensive at these prices? Well, if you think Bitcoin is going to $1 million, then no, I think this is a great buy. But there are just people, last cycle, when Bitcoin, or the previous one, when Bitcoin went to 20,000 and we broke that for the first time, people said Bitcoin is too expensive. I'm not paying that much for Bitcoin. Bitcoin went to $70,000 anyway, right? Because Bitcoin doesn't care. But what ends up happening is a lot of people start speculating into the altcoin space. And as you can see, we are literally just beginning to have this altcoin move, right? And you could see on the market cap, we were down here at around 69, right, billion, and we went all the way up to around a $1 trillion market cap for these altcoins. And you could see that happened in a very, very short period of time. In fact, it happened in about 500 days, but if you want to take it to the previous peak, that was only about 300 days, so about a year. And this is where you saw those explosive growths in the altcoins. The other thing to point out is the similarities down here in the money flow, as well as this RSI. You could see very similar, right? So history doesn't repeat, but again, not to sound like a broken record, it does in fact rhyme. So that's what I want to talk about today. But before I get into everything, I do want to just give a massive shout out again, guys. I don't know if you've been over on the MetaSignals Discord. We just released version 2. Okay. And my goodness, guys, look at some of these calls that we've had right here. Okay. These potential longs on XRP, right? Look at all these different ones that we have over here. We have FET, amazing call, target 3, amazing call on Rune. We had target 3 hit. We had the second target hit here. And remember, these are closes below the stop loss. So as long as it doesn't close below it, then the trade stays open. And out of 37 trades, guys, 37 trades, we only had 4 losers. We had 33 winners. 33 out of 37 of these were absolute winners, guys. So again, if you're interested in getting this lifetime access NFT, it's only going to get better. I highly suggest you check out Meta Signals below, guys. So that's just something that, you know, I'm definitely interested in. Now, let me start here. The good old days. This is when I used to do interviews on the channel. So, you know, we have been quite fortunate to have been in the space for quite some time, and often I have a bit of a knack for understanding where these markets are going. Now, this is a interview that I did with the CEO of Matic or Polygon. You may remember this. Now, what's hilarious is this came out on May 9th of 2019. And I remember telling people about Matic and telling people about layer 2 solutions. Nobody cared. Nobody was interested. It wasn't even a thing, right? Well, let's have a look at when I actually did this interview. So we did this on May 9th of 2019. Now, this is just, there's a reason I'm showing you this. It's not just to brag. I want to show you something. So if we go back to May 9th of 2019, that's way back here. Way back here, guys.
Sorry about the shill.
The price of Polygon
when
I did that
happen.
interview was about 0.025 cents, okay? And we could see at the peak here, it actually went as high as $3. Now, why am I pointing this out? I'm pointing this out because if you weren't around when this was going on, you could see that if you held on to these and you got in early and you were able to hold through the turbulent times, look at how much of a reward that was. This is
like he's looking back at old, you know, previous bull runs, and that's kind of what I was just doing with Cardano, right? 2017, 2021, and now most likely gonna do the same type of pop off 2024. I'm not a huge holder of Cardano, and I don't really care either way about it, but Charles Hodgkinson is a smart dude. Wasn't he like one of the original founders of Ethereum, if I'm not mistaken, or he was on the team at some point. And yeah, he just kind of branched off, and I think it might do same type of thing he's getting at with Polygon right here.
Literally one of those 1000x altcoins. But look at this. If I zoom in back here, right, to this area, and you could barely even see, it looks like absolutely nothing on the charts, right? Look what it did. And
I'm not even an 88 will. I only got like 500 bucks in it. It's really not much.
Look down here. It looks like a flat line. Well, let's zoom into that right there, and I'm going to show you something crazy. We're going to zoom in.
I should get more, though.
Oh, let me get this out of there because that's kind of ruining it. Let me zoom in right here. Okay, now look at this chart. Look at this chart. It was down here at 0.003. You know, then it went all the way up to, you know, 0.02. Then it dumped all the way down to 0.01. Then it skyrocketed to 0.04. Then it dumped all the way down over 80% to 0.009. And my point is imagine when I had put this interview out, the price skyrocketed all the way up here, right? And then it went and it dumped down. And these people were saying, you know what? It just crashed 70%. Screw this. It's a pump and dump. I'm not going to hold through all this. I'm not going to hold through all this turbulence, right? Now let's refresh it again. And let's have a look at what we were just looking at. What we were just looking at is this area down here. This area down here, guys. So you have to be forward thinking.
It's like super insignificant.
And you have to understand that when it comes to crypto, it is illogical. The market caps make no sense when you enter into these mania phases. It is going to be rough, especially in the beginning when a coin launches, right? But what I always like to do is hold Bitcoin as my core position. That'll always be my core position. And then I like to speculate in some of these earlier ones. I'm really not interested, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really care about holding Ethereum or Solana or, you know, AVAX or Cardano.
Speaking of Solana's had like crazy hiccups the last couple days. Like, what's going on? Does this still say congested on like your Phantom wallets? I'm gonna have to look.
Or anything like that. Those are very established coins, and yes, they might outpace Bitcoin potentially, but they also might not. You know,
it does. It says Solana's experiencing network congestion.
Look at what happened with XRP. Look at how many people have been holding XRP. And XRP, being a top coin, still never hit a new all-time high yet. It still hasn't done it yet. So just because it's a blue collar, or no, so just because it's a blue chip,
you forgot to edit that out.
Doesn't mean that it's going to outpace Bitcoin. That is not always the case. And
you know, that's behind the scenes YouTube right there. That's what happens when you hiccup and you're like, shit. And that's what happened with me yesterday in my video. I didn't realize I said 1 million instead of 100 million.
70%. Screw this. It's a pump and dump. I'm not going to hold through all this. I'm not going to hold through all this turbulence.
Oh wait, did I just go way too far back?
Launches, right? But what I always like to do is hold Bitcoin as my core position. That'll always be my core position. And then I like to speculate in some of these earlier ones. I'm really not interested, honestly, I'm not going to lie. I don't really care about holding Ethereum or Solana or, you know, AVAX or Cardano or anything like that. Those are very established coins. And yes, they might outpace Bitcoin potentially, but they also might not. You know, I mean, look at what happened with XRP. Look at how many people have been holding XRP. And XRP, being a top coin, still never hit a new all-time high yet. It still hasn't done.
That's true. XRP is doing terrible
yet. So just because it's a blue collar, or
there it is. There's the edit. It's like shit.
So just because it's a blue chip doesn't mean that it's going to outpace Bitcoin.
I went way
That's
too far
not
back.
always the case. And also Bitcoin is the safest coin to hold. So you kind of have two camps of the equation. I've had people reach out to me and call me an old man boomer because I said I was allocating 5% of my portfolio to altcoins and then keeping 95% Bitcoin. But it's all about perspective. I mean, you know, if you have $100 and you're putting $5 into a coin, okay, maybe that's not going to make a difference. Maybe you should put a little bit more money. But let's say you have, I don't know, $10 million. Not saying that's what I have. I'm just throwing a random number out there. Well, now 5% of 10 million is $500,000. That's a lot of money. So if you have $500,000 in altcoins, you don't need to go in with 30. You see what I'm saying? The more that you've accumulated Bitcoin, the less you have to speculate on the altcoins, but the higher the potential return for the upside. But either way, you can't win. You talk about altcoins, the maxis hate you. You don't talk about altcoins enough, you're an old man boomer. So in today's episode, I want to start off, we were talking about Polygon, right? Talking about layer 2s. Now, they may not be the hottest thing right now, but again, this is where I want to get you guys in potentially early. So Lightlink.
I don't know if I want to sit here and talk about certain coins. Let me just jump forward a bit. I'm going to jump forward to the BRC20 section. I have a link to his video in the description below if you guys are interested.
Is there any real justification behind the valuations? Again, as I said, we are entering that mania phase. Like I said, we're not in the euphoria phase yet, but we are in the mania phase. Another thing that I'm focused on a lot, and you know, some people are saying that maybe this is a dead topic, that it's over. Nobody cares about ordinals. Nobody cares about, BRC20s.
BRC20s are probably going to pop.
I disagree. I disagree because a lot of these people that are buying right now for the first time with the ETFs, getting their toes wet, where are they starting? They're starting with Bitcoin, okay? And then what you're going to see is, number one, you're going to see, oh, they're building on Bitcoin. They're creating things on Bitcoin. Well, I'm already comfortable with Bitcoin, so I'll have a look into these ordinals or these ruins or these, BRC20s. Or, this is another thing.
Maybe.
You have a lot of the Bitcoin maxis, right? Where every single token is a shitcoin. They're all shitcoins and they're all going to zero, right? Maybe they could be right, over the next, I don't know, possibly, decades or so. Bitcoin is really the only thing I believe in, long term. But, it's funny how now you're starting to see the Bitcoin OGs like, oh, well, I think I'll get an ordinal or an inscription or something like that. And it's like, oh, okay, so if it's on Bitcoin, and the OG Bitcoiners, they're the ones,
I'm gonna be honest. If you're just getting into the space, I feel like I just think back of like when I got in and had no idea what anything was. And like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna go after things like this, to be honest, per se. I would say that if people are getting into Bitcoin, they're probably gonna move towards meme coins, Dogecoin, stupid shit that's easy to buy, that's cheap. Then on top of that, with the Ethereum ETF, probably going to go to Ethereum Classic, things like that. I don't think it's really going to go too crazy into this stuff, but I do think like for the OGs that this BRC20 stuff could pop for sure.
These guys are billionaires. I've met some of these. So one of them coming out is Ordinals Bots. Now this IDO literally opened, and I'm pretty sure it's already, I think it may be already filled out, full or sold out, but this is a project that I'm keeping my eyes on. I'm not going to go too much into detail about Ordinals Bot today because this is a project that I believe I think it's going to be absolutely revolutionary to the space. It has a first mover advantage, and first mover advantages, you see a lot of success if you happen to be the first to market to really do something. I'm not going to go into detail. You guys can do research. I'm not going to just spoon feed you, shill coins to buy. Have a look at Ordinals Bot. There may be some room left for this, but these guys are, I heard, like 10 times oversubscribed, and that they got a lot of support from even some of the OG Bitcoin maxis. So talking about something that we can actually look into right now is actually Trex20. Now, first of all, like, you have to love this website.
Trex20, what is this? Mr. Joker Miner, thank you for the $2 super chat. You're awesome. Perfect. Got my KS0 Pro Green delivered. I won all set up. Nice, man. Good for you. That's awesome. Congrats.
It's very old
Thank you
school
again.
OG Bitcoin. Imagine when they had the Bitcoin faucets, or like you were, you know, you would have these really old paper wallets on your desktop. So basically, Trex20 is it's obviously on the Bitcoin protocol itself, and they're going to have games. They're going to have NFT inscriptions. They also have a lotto, and they're going to be available on these main already, Gate.io, MEXC Global, right? And if we come over here, they have 3 games in season 1 and more in the following season. So, you know, this may look silly, you know, games on Bitcoin, NFTs on Bitcoin. And, you know, of course, there's going to be some people saying, well, why would you build on Bitcoin? I actually have an episode coming up soon. I have a special guest I'm going to bring on the channel, and we're going to talk about why people are definitely underestimating the Bitcoin blockchain as a whole, but we'll get back to that. But this is definitely a project that I would have a look at, and the reason that I'm bringing this up to you specifically is because they are launching quite soon. So if this was something that you were interested in...
That was 18 hours ago. It's probably... I don't know. It's probably launching like real soon.
Obviously getting involved in, guys.
Again, Joker Miner, thank you very much for making DJ scream. You're awesome. Appreciate
definitely
you.
Something I would check out. And one thing you can do right now is they have their Genesis Ordinals NFT whitelist round, which is live.
Does he shill this whole video though? Let's see. I don't think he's chilling for these companies. I don't know though. I don't know.
I don't know how long. Currently, it's around 0.0045 BTC. So I can't even do that math in my head.
You know, let's move on to the meme coin section. I want to see what he says about meme coins.
Time it was more of a cycle top indicator, but you know, here was something that we had mentioned in passing, right? And this is just a random meme coin. I don't even know what this is. Motai, M-O-U-T-A-I. It's literally a picture of a soda can. But someone, I'm not going to say who told me, but somebody was like, hey, you should buy some of this. So I did. And it just absolutely skyrocketed. It went up like 10x, and I think it's up double since I last mentioned it. So it is...
Listen, real quick. So Descartes said, I can't trust this guy. I don't know why. I mean, so, all right, Crypto Zombie is a great dude. I don't think... He doesn't chill, like, ever. All right? To be honest, he really doesn't. But when you see coins that are mainly brought up, and like he's talking about this one, right? That you got in here and it's pumped now. Don't, like, go and look this up and then buy it. Like, you're already too late. Don't do that. That's all right. So just like kind of make sure you guys know that when they already start talking about it, it's usually you're a bit late, or it could be pushed. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, just be smart, please. You guys, you need to do your own research in all these coins people talk about regardless, but I don't know. I don't think he's shilling this for any reason.
Possible to make money in meme coins.
He's not usually
However,
like that.
It's like incredibly risky, and I would definitely not put in more than you can afford to lose. But you know, there are those people that did make millions of dollars on Dog with Hat, for example. But that's not
so
common,
stupid.
though. Let's be real. It's not common. It's much more common that you buy a meme coin and you lose money. That is the much more common, you know, outcome when it comes to it. So this is what I was looking at over here. So this is called Cat to Moto. Now, why am I bringing this up? Well, I'm bringing it up for a few reasons. Number one, it's a meme coin. That's what we're talking about. Number two, you know what they say when they're like, you know what comes after dog season, right? Dog with hat, right? Cat season, right? That's like the whole joke. And then you see cat coins pumping. Well, this is interesting. So this is
we need cat with bat. That's what we need.
Moto. And it's basically coming over from... Tencent. Now, they have a launch pad, but this is their first ever meme coin that they're launching. Now, what is interesting about this is a few things. The first...
All right. I don't know. He's just going to talk about, like... I don't like talking about specific coins. Okay, I like talking about, like, overall market stuff. So I think I'm going to skip the rest of this, and I apologize. If you guys want to watch this, you guys can feel free. Link is in the description below. We're going to move on to Mr. Altcoin Daily over here. The BlackRock of China just released the cryptocurrency bulls. I want to see what he's got to say over here. Cardano and Bitcoin news. Interesting. Actually, super interested to hear about Cardano news. Let's do it.
Breaking news coming out of China. China's largest fund, applies for a spot Bitcoin ETF in Hong Kong, meaning the BlackRock of China has submitted an application. And while you may remember this, China's long history of Bitcoin FUD, that it was back in 2020 in October that China started their ban of anybody selling crypto. It was
Yeah, they did. That's crazy. There already is a cat with bat. Is there really? Is that true? I have to look now.
the next year
I'll look
in
after this.
2021 that their ban took full effect. The State Council of China reiterated the ban. Chinese search engines blocked all exchanges, and the state banned all crypto mining. Looking at Bitcoin
Well, it's probably because they were stealing the electricity for crypto mining.
hash rate, at the time, there was a huge dump. As the exodus from China took place, many Chinese miners had to shut down their equipment and move states, move countries. Since then, not only has hash rate recovered beautifully, but price as well, both peaking. Well, today, China's biggest fund managers are getting through the ban, or sidestepping in a sense, and going through Hong Kong. Because while yes, Hong Kong is a special administrative region of China, meaning executive, legislative, and judicial powers do devolve from the national government, Hong Kong...
Isn't it crazy how like just cryptocurrency as a whole is just gonna eventually take over everything? Like, do you guys believe it's gonna take over the US dollar? Like, there's no way it's not going to eventually. In the next 20 years, I feel like the dollar's just gonna be phased out, and it's gonna have to go to this this route, cryptocurrency.
Hong Kong remains economically
Like, there's
separate
no way.
from China, and
No
by
way it's
leveraging
not.
Hong Kong subsidiaries, major funds can gain exposure to Bitcoin in a compliant manner. The
And
local
somebody, I forget what I was listening to. Somebody was like, you know what? It's weird to think about. My kids will never know what a dollar bill is because they already pay. We already are paying like digitally with credit cards and debit cards, and you never touch a dollar really. You don't have to. Like, you have direct deposit right into your bank. You can use your credit cards, and now with crypto, it's like, will they ever do physical exchange of money ever in their life? Like, it's weird.
location
Weird to think
provides a
about.
legal loophole for Chinese companies to participate in the burgeoning Bitcoin asset class. So fund number one is China's Southern Fund, with over $284 billion in assets, recently applied to launch a spot Bitcoin ETF, with also other funds following. Harvest Fund also applied, managing over $230 billion in total assets. They have both submitted applications via their Hong Kong arms and are awaiting regulatory approval. And how this affects you? Well, the move reflects growing institutional interest despite China's previous hostility towards Bitcoin, and approval of the Bitcoin ETF products from such influential institutions could significantly validate Bitcoin in the eyes of both Chinese regulators and investors. And maybe it's not such a coincidence that China's President Xi had dinner with business execs, including Larry Fink, in attendance. This was last November in San Francisco. And at first suddenly, and then all at once, more wild stuff in China as local investors pile into a gold stock ETF, pushing its premium up 30% and forcing it to halt trading, showing us that investors there
Forcing it to halt trading. Do you guys hear that? So that's like such a big, I'm glad he just said that. It's such a big factor of the ETF that most people not like understanding Bitcoin ETFs aren't going to know. Or I mean, maybe you do, because the stock market's all the same, right? You move over 20%, it halts trading for the day. So only the big guys are going to be able to sell that shit, and you're going to be screwed. That's pretty much what's going to happen. I think it's like, what is it, like, man, I forget. I think it's like 7, 13, and 20%. There's like different time frames, right? So like the first one, it's like a couple hours. Second one, it's like 6 hours. And then it's all day if it's 20%. It just shuts off the trading of it. So your Bitcoin ETF, when shit pumps, you better believe that's going to get frozen on you. You're not going to be able to sell it.
Are so desperate to buy things that are not linked to their own economy/stock market. And they see American funds like BlackRock making money. Why should their country, their clients, miss out? And just in, huge trading volume for the Bitcoin ETFs to start week 14 in the US. So again, money is flowing in to buy Bitcoin. In fact, BlackRock is at number 3 of all ETFs today, and ARK is ahead of Fidelity and GBTC. And new update, BlackRock over $1 billion in trading volume. Look at where BlackRock is, primarily a buyer, compared to where Grayscale is, primarily a seller.
Jesus.
Just BlackRock alone is more than 3 times GBTC, which is even more important. Looking at the culmination, the accumulation, BlackRock and Fidelity have now taken cash for 59 straight days and are now in the top 20 of all time, meaning for 59 days in a row, they have continually inflowed cash to buy Bitcoin. They're in a league of their own when it comes to...
Sorry, I have to... This is somebody trying to pump a coin in the chat. This is all you've ever said on my channel. This is the first video you've ever been here to see, and you're asking me to look at some bullshit Justin Bieber is into. I'm sorry, but no.
Active streaks or streaks for newborns. So even though price had sort of a down last few weeks, or a sideways consolidation few weeks, looking at the monthly, after 1 week of rest/break, Bitcoin is placing the 8th consecutive monthly green candle, something that has never happened so far. As I kept saying since Q4 2023, the Bitcoin spot ETF approval triggered a second era of Bitcoin, and we are seeing the effects. And now the...
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't push coins. Like, for one, is Justin Bieber even relevant anymore? And two, yeah, I don't push coins for money or just because it's not. Yeah, I will never do that. Ever.
BlackRocks and Fidelities of China want their piece. And what to expect next? U.S. institutional investment managers with 100 million plus in assets have to disclose their holdings quarterly, SEC Form 13F. In about 4 weeks, mid-May, they're due for Q1. This will show us every single asset manager that has bought Bitcoin through the ETFs. Be prepared for mid-May. And if you're invested in cryptocurrency, click subscribe. We drop 1 video per day, keeping you informed.
Oh my God, that Nicholas Pitts, that caught me off guard hard. He was like, was the coin called Diddy Whiff Dong?
And altcoin
oh
news,
my God.
A lot to talk about.
That was great.
Starting with Base. Base just hit $4 billion in total value locked, as monthly transactions outstrip both Ethereum and Arbitrum. So again, this is Coinbase's ETH L2, which does not have a token at this time, but it's speculated they'll eventually airdrop one. The chart speaks for itself, and Base is now the 3rd largest Ethereum L2 by TVL, beating out 4th place rival Blast by around 1.4 billion, and only losing to Optimism in 2nd place and Arbitrum, who's in 1st. This in total value locked. But for transactions, Base is beating Arbitrum, beating the competition. And if you're asking why, Base has been one of the main beneficiaries of recent meme coin activity. Brett Meme Coin, obviously the leader thus far in the Base ecosystem. We did a video about it. And Cardano in the news, but I do want to say that actually Polkadot, active addresses on Polkadot just hit a record 600,000. This, despite the community's meme coin efforts failing to bring more attention to the protocol.
Real quick, Mr. Who just did that? Hold on. Fully Electric, my man. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Sand is having a little pullback today. Nice time to get in. Did you buy any yet? I just did, actually, on the side while we were sitting here chatting. Thank you so much for the super chat. You're awesome.
Showing how risky
you, buddy.
the meme coin game is. Polkadot tried. They launched one called Dead. Didn't really take off. But the news today is fundamentally Polkadot is killing it. Active addresses just cleared over 600,000. And it's actually 41%, or 248,000 of that, are attributed to cross-chain smart contract platform Moonbeam. That's the blue right here. While 191,000 addresses were created directly on Polkadot. Either way, they all count for Polkadot active addresses, while other fundamental metrics trend up. Lower cap.
So I actually ended up putting, so I just put $500 into Sand because it is down a bit today. Also, I put in a limit order for another $500 if it drops. I don't even remember where it's at. I forget. Let me see. If it drops to 61 cents, I think it's at 64 right now. So if it drops to 61 cents, I'll buy another 500. So there you go. And I did it on Coinbase.
Altcoin Taboo in the news, pioneering crypto entertainment with a futuristic marketplace and revised roadmap for global mass adoption. So Taboo is sponsoring this section of today's video. They are the #1 adult entertainment.
Nope.
And that brings us to today.
What the fuck? What is happening right now? Really? You're sponsoring some fucking bullshit? Get out of here, man. That's not cool.
Looking at Cardano, founder Charles Hoskinson points out,
you know what? They're taking advantage of you guys being nerds. Not getting any. That's what that is. That's what that was.
2 major upgrades amid Cardano dunking. The Cardano founder is fighting fire again following a BitBoy video claiming ADA is dead. This is the video in question, although I would argue a video is so much more than just the title thumbnail. This is just the grabber, than to have the bigger conversation. Charles Hoskinson responded to BitBoy saying, "Sad to see him go down this road. Wish him well and hope for the best." But anyway, drama aside, what are these 2 upgrades for Cardano that we should expect? At least one of which is slated for this year, which is the upcoming Chang hard fork, seen as one of the network's biggest hard forks since the 2022 Vasil upgrade.
See, and the thing is, like, Cardano, just so you guys know, they've been doing, like, they've been developing the whole time in the background, right? It's never been, like, a dead project, which is another reason I think it's going to do well in the bull run.
Slated for Q2 this year. And how will that affect Cardano? Well, this will introduce the concept of community-run governance to the blockchain by enabling on-chain community consensus, where hodlers can use their tokens to vote on proposals. This is seen as enabling the network to become fully decentralized by introducing community governance.
That's kind of neat. What do you guys think about that? They can use their tokens to vote on proposals? Interesting.
So that's upgrade #1. And #2, Ouroboros Leos is a new version of the proof-of-stake consensus model designed to increase throughput, scalability, and transaction speed on Cardano while maintaining the current level of decentralization. So if you like Cardano, you like this, the important thing to me is we're having the conversation. And big news for AI, Jump Crypto co-leads a $7.5 million seed round for Web3 AI firm Rainmaker.
The Rainmaker AI application, where users are generating art, they're training stable diffusion models through data labeling and fine-tuning, those same models that the community is generating art with, and they're also running a mobile DPIN validator node.
So that, of course, is the CEO. And if you're bullish on AI crypto, the app is live now.
So that's all running live right now. Google Play, iOS, 70,000 plus downloads, you know, and a lot of amazing traction happening on the product side there.
So in a nutshell, Rainmaker lets users train AI from their smartphones and receive rewards. I am invested in this. I thought it was pretty...
I was going to say, I hope it's not a shill, but I was wrong. All right, gonna get in the recap of things. If you guys are interested in that full video, go check it out, but I don't like to push random shit on my channel, even though we're watching their videos, so it is what it is. All right, let's see what you guys saying in the chat. Oh, the cat with bat, that's the one you guys are saying is a thing. Is that really a thing? I don't even know what it would be. What's the ticker? They have cat with hat. They have this one. It is 6 decimals below a penny. Let's see. That like lowered 6 means 6 zeros before. What would it be? Cat with bat. What would be the ticker? With bat, maybe? Is it really a thing? C with B. Really? Is that really what it is? Is that really a coin? That's so funny if it is. I think it is. There's no logo though. Oh, a total rug pull. Look at this. Total rug pull. December 23rd. Started up here. And then just right down to the ground. Below a penny. That's terrible. That's terrible. I hate seeing charts like that. It's so sad. People take advantage of you. They'll steal your money. But again, just want to reiterate again, Cardano, I'm not a whale. I checked. I have $800 worth as of right now. I bought some the other day at 56 cents, maybe. That's what it was. But if you look at the max chart, the reason I'm bringing it up, again. 2018, 2021. Each bull run, it's had some sort of peak, right? And its highest was $3.09. I think. I mean, we've had higher lows on the low, right? Like this is the low between those two halvings, and this is the low after this one. So it's a higher low, which is a good thing, right? So realistically, is it an easy toss up or a layup for like a 6x? I think so. It's my personal opinion. That's why I bought some. Never had any until last week, so whatever. Who got the Sol phone, the Solana phone? I did not, actually. You know what? Leo Lustig, I believe, is one of those guys that bought the Solana phone the first round, and I think he made a shit ton of money. Am I wrong? Leo Lustig, did you make out on that? If I'm not mistaken, let me know. What other coins are you guys into? What other coins do you think is gonna like just completely rocket? Let's look at Max Chart and Dogecoin. See, Dogecoin, like 2021 had a huge run up, right? 2017 was like a little bump, right? Almost a penny. Or maybe it went over a penny, I don't know. 2021 had a giant run up. I think we're gonna see it skyrocket again. Just my opinion, but at the same time, it is infinite, so that is the only issue. The difference, well, the thing we'd have to know is how much Dogecoin was supplied between here and here in the market. Do you know what I mean? Like, if there's a way to find that out, that's what I'd like to know. Because yeah, I don't know how much was circulating back then in 2021. I don't. That's the only reservation I have about Dogecoin. I think it's stupid money's gonna pump it. That's just, I mean, listen, it's a meme coin. It's in the top 9 or the top 10 cryptos, right? Let's see. Leo Lustig said I paid $600 for the phone, have around 1,500 in Saga airdrops. Oh damn, good shit. Airdrops is sketchy though. They freak me out. I don't know. Let's see what else. Let's see Polkadot. Actually, how's Polkadot? I don't have any dot at all, but I feel like there's a lot of stuff coming out about this, and I feel like it's gonna do all right. 2021, I don't know. I honestly don't know enough about this coin. Market cap's 12 billion. That's a lot, right? The 2021 it had a run up. I mean, a lot of these coins you're gonna see a run up. The top, like in the top 100, or I would say like the top 10 to 20 coins, it's really hard to make life-changing money. If you want to make life-changing money, it's going to be anywhere like, 20 and up, or even further on. I think Caspa will do great things at some point. $3.2 billion market cap right now at 14 cents. I think it's a steal. I think it's gearing up to do something. We're going to see. Max chart. It actually, you know what? It kind of broke this line. I wonder if it'll have like one more pullback down to test it and then have another leg up, kind of like this did, right here. I guess that's a little different, but these charts are ass, but you guys kind of get my gist. Total supply on this is 28 million. Sorry, billion. Is that billion? Yeah, 100,000 million billion. 28 billion. Gotcha. 28 billion coins. Interesting. All right, let's see. Scroll down. What other coins you guys think are going to do well? Let's check out Litecoin quick, and then we're going to get out of here. We're going to raid Miss Randy Hipper. I think she goes live shortly, about 5 minutes. Let's see. All right, Litecoin, I think, is another one of these coins that's probably going to do somewhat decent things, right? We had 2017 rip up to whatever, 350 bucks, whatever it was. We had over $400 Litecoin in the last bull run in 2021. Right now it's at $100, 99 bucks. Probably easy 4x. If I had to guess, it's going to be at least a 4x. My opinion. There's only 84 million ever. Total supply, max supply. That's it. Amazing. I like Caspa, ETC, and Ape. Ape. You know what? Ape is one I don't have. I have ETC. Actually, no, let's look at ETC quick. Ah, god damn it. What is that? Turbo? ETC is another one of these coins I think is going to do fantastic. We have 2017, right? Bull run. 2021 bull run. It went up to $167. It's 79% down, right? The Ethereum ETFs, dumb money is going to pop this coin because of the name alone and why it's like, why is it so much cheaper than the original Ethereum or than Ethereum itself? It's like, oh, Ethereum Classic. Actually, Ethereum Classic technically is the original Ethereum, but when they see the name Ethereum, You're gonna do exactly what I did when I got into this in 2017 or 2018, right? I think it was the beginning of 2018. I got into it like right here after the pump. I saw Bitcoin at 3,500 bucks, and I wish I bought more of it. But Ethereum Classic was like $4. Yeah, it was right here. It was literally right here. It was $4. And I was like, why in the world is this coin so much cheaper than this one? And I was looking at Ethereum, like, you know, other Ethereum, and yeah, it was like 300 bucks. I'm like, I'm gonna buy some of this just because it's cheaper and I could buy more. So I bought more, and they obviously paid off. But like, man, it's just it's weird. It's weird. Dumb money. Like you don't think like that unless you've been there, and that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Not financial advice. Mr. Hawk Crypto Mining, perfect. Shout out to you, sir, for your 10,000 subs. Let's see. Oh, what am I doing? Wrong search. Let's see. Hawk Crypto Mining. Look at you, dude. Freaking killing it. This guy, 10.1 thousand subs. Look at that. Congrats, buddy. Congrats. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. That's amazing. That's amazing. The king of GPU mining. 21,000 views. We got this one. Actually, you know what? This video was really good. Things to know before getting into crypto mining. If you guys haven't seen that, go check it out. That was a real good video. Man, crazy. Absolutely crazy. Proud of you, dude. Good stuff. It's freaking amazing. All right, let's see. Real quick recap. 70,875, down 1.46%. Bitcoin, guys, we're gonna explode at some point. This could be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. Who knows? Typically, when the halving comes about, people buy up into it. And as of right now, to be honest, I don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know if, I mean, nobody knows at the end of the day, but I don't know if we're gonna see a sell-off, like a crazy sell-off, or if things are gonna hold steady. I really don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. I'm interested to know what you think about it. Ethereum, I think, is going to explode. The ETF, yes or no, or yay or nay, is in May, if I'm not mistaken. But that is only like the first thing, and they can like push it out for like a year or some shit, right? It's only like the first time they can deny it. I think they can deny it like 3 times. But I think it's going to happen. When that does happen, I think ETC is going to pump with it just because of dumb money not understanding it when they're buying at Coinbase or wherever, right? It's I don't know. I feel like it's just kind of an easy layup. It's cheap right now. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. My short is in. I need BTC to hit 58,900 LFG. Jason Bourne, what are you doing? Not now. I hope you lose all your money. No, I'm just kidding. I don't hope you lose all your money, but what in the hell, man? Bruh. What in the hell? Short in Bitcoin. Don't do that. Don't do that yet. Wait till after the halving. Don't do it now. Now is scary. If you're gonna do it now, that's terrifying. I would wait until right after the halving if you were gonna take that risk. I wouldn't do it now because you never know, man. This shit could hit 80K and then go right down. Like it could. They could squeeze the shit out of shorts, and they're probably going to. Big guys are probably going to. So just be careful. Pay attention. Put in a stop loss. Don't liquidate, please, because that is never good for you guys to do that. Again, biggest earner on the day is CKB. Fear and Greed Index. We're looking at an 80. Let me just refresh this. Yep, still 80. Looking pretty decent. All right, guys, listen, I love you all. Let's get out of here. Let's go raid Miss Randy Hipper. She's gonna be live in, I think, a few minutes. Let's see. Is she gonna be live? Actually, I don't see it. What time's this at? Oh no, it is here. All right, it is here. It is here. Her thumbnail looked different. All right, she's gonna be going live in 5 or 2 minutes actually. So you guys go over there, enjoy her. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and hopefully I'll be on top of my game because the last 2 days, man, I need to catch up on sleep. But anyways, have a good day. Appreciate you all. Happy Tuesday, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Peace out.